everybody. Welcome back to the Washington County Fair preview morning show. We're coming at you every single day the week before the fair to give you a little bit of backstage info, a little bit of history, a little bit of why the fair happens and what it means to so many people. Today, I'm really excited to have Pete Fish. He's on the fair committee, and he was the chairman for 20 years of the Washington County Fair. So there's nobody better to talk to. Pete, welcome.
Good morning.
How are you?
Very good, very good. Very excited about the virtual fair.
Me too. The more I'm doing these interviews, the more excited I'm getting because the fair is such a huge part of the community, and it's like the deeper you go, the more there is to it, which is really cool. I think that a lot of people think of it as this event. I said to Roxanne that I always felt like, oh, cool, an amusement park is getting set up 3 miles away from my house, but it's so much more than that, and it has such a massive community aspect, and that's what we're going to talk about today, because the fair supports so many different nonprofits and has such a history in the community and all of that stuff. So that's what we're going to talk about right now, and I'm very excited about that. So could you talk to me about all of the community efforts that you guys do?
Absolutely. The fair, obviously, one of the main missions of the fair was to give nonprofit organizations a vehicle to raise funds. And the Washington County Fair has stood by that. We're probably the only fair I know of in the country our size that every food booth is totally nonprofit. We allow no commercial vendors, and I've been to numerous fair meetings throughout the country, and I have never heard of any fair our size that does that. And we do that because so our nonprofits have the ability to raise funds. We have 26 food booths, all nonprofits, and we have other nonprofit organizations that we serve, the 4-H, the FFA, the Boy Scouts. Our nonprofit food booths, a good estimate would be that they raise approximately $300,000 a year and over to do their community service endeavors. So if you look at that and extrapolate that out, in the last 50 plus years, the Washington County Fair, through the nonprofit food booths, has helped raise and been the vehicle for these organizations to raise millions of dollars to dump into their community to do their nonprofit work. And we're extremely proud of that. And we do that with all just volunteers. I mean, there's no one paid at the fair. We do it because we want to give back to the community, and that's why we do it.
That's amazing. This is this is such a huge undertaking, and like you said, nobody gets paid, and it goes to support millions of dollars raised. Can you talk about your relationship? I want to get more into the food booths, and we have a wonderful food booth day where we're talking to those people. But can you talk about your relationship for the last few years with Hasbro?
Yes, a couple years ago, Rockwell Amusements, we discussed with Rockwell Amusements of partnering to raise funds for Hasbro Children's Hospital. Obviously, Hasbro Children's Hospital mission fit into the mission of the Washington County Fair, and it was something that we and Rockwell were excited to participate in. Through the efforts of our nonprofit food booths, through the efforts of our patrons and Rockwell Amusements and the Washington County Fair, we have been able to raise in the last 2 years $60,000 for Hasbro Children's Hospital. And I think it's amazing. It was really through the donations of the patrons coming in the gate, the donations they gave at our food booths, as well as Rockwell setting up anybody who gave a $2 donation got a free merry-go-round ride. And it was well received, and it was well accepted by Hasbro, and they had their children come down and talk every day at the fair. They introduced the main stage acts, and it was well received.
That's incredible. And obviously that's that's one of the nonprofit organizations, one of the things that helps people the most in the state that has such a heavy significance. So it's a wonderful thing to point to at the and go, this is what this is what the fair is about.
It affects everyone in the state, not just the local community of
Yep.
Richmond and Washington County.
Yep. That's beautiful, and that's a beautiful partnership. So one of the reasons why the virtual fair is happening in general, because I think that a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people think that would necessarily not be super thrilled about the fact that there's no fair, and nobody is thrilled about the fact that there's no fair. Everyone is heartbroken about the in-person traditional fair not happening this year. But one of the main, if not the main, vital reason to keep this tradition going is to do something for all of these nonprofit organizations. So can you talk a little bit about why we're doing a virtual fair in the first place?
Absolutely. One of the main concerns, believe it or not, the Fair Committee had when we decided we had to cancel the Washington County Fair was not about our income. It was about what we were going to do to support the nonprofits that use the fair as their main vehicle to raise funds.
Mm-hmm.
We decided to have a virtual fair in which the Washington County Fair Committee is paying all expenses. We're paying all the expenses for production, for the live entertainment, everything we're doing, we're paying the bill. We're getting sponsors. All sponsorship money is going to be donated back to the nonprofits who participate. We're hoping to get more sponsors. So please, if anyone out there wants to be a sponsor, we have 3 great sponsors now. If anyone else would like to join that sponsorship, and knowing that any money they use for sponsorship money will be donated directly to our nonprofit organizations. Also, at this time, we're selling T-shirts. All proceeds from the T-shirts, which T-shirt sales have been doing great, are going to be, again, divided up and given to our nonprofit organizations. You can get a T-shirt on our website, WashingtonCountyFair-RI.com. And we urge everyone listening, please buy a T-shirt. Also, during the fair, we are going to have addresses along with contact information. If you miss your steak sandwich or you miss your corn dog and you want to donate to the nonprofit organizations that serve you this every year, please feel free to send them a check. I'm sure they would appreciate it, because like everyone else, they're suffering in their fundraising efforts due to the coronavirus.
Absolutely. And yeah, so like you said, the virtual fair is going to consist of 90-minute blocks of content, and then an hour or so performance every night. And during that 90-minute block, starting from 6:30 to 8, we are going to be showcasing all of the vendors and activities that you know and love from the fair, including the food booths, including the craft vendors, the agricultural side of things, and we're going to have links. So they're going to scroll on the bottom of your screen to let you know where you can help out these organizations. We're going to be posting all of the organizations' direct links in the comments as the fair happens, so that when you're watching the 4-H and you want to help them out, or you're watching the segment on one of the Granges or any of these wonderful organizations, the contact information is going to be not only on your screen, but also right there a click away in the description of the video and in the comments, so that it makes it as easy as possible and as close to the live interaction that we can get, so that we can really help out these organizations and help the community make sure that these organizations are there, so that you can enjoy your steak sandwich next year, so that you can enjoy those crafts and those programs again. Can we talk a little bit about the scholarships?
Absolutely. Every year, the fair gives out scholarships to local high school students who are graduating and going on to further their education. We give it out to students in Washington County and also FFA or 4-H members throughout the state. And it's something we're very proud of. We've been doing it for the past 50-some years, and we're going to continue to do it. And we look forward to doing it this year and many years to come.
I think that the biggest theme of this preview show for the fair has been community. For 54 years, I believe, the Washington County Fair has been such a massive part of the community of Rhode Island, and this year is no different. So
Absolutely. We've had people get married at the fair. We've had people get engaged at the fair.
yeah,
So it has been a big part of people's lives throughout Washington County for some time.
absolutely. What are your so what are you were the chairman of the fair for 20 years, you're still on the committee. So you know, no one is more Washington County Fair than you, Pete. Uh what are some of your favorite memories of the fair?
Sunday night when it closes usually, but we have had great memories. I think the biggest thing to look at is we all come together. We have people from all walks of life. We have doctors, lawyers, business people, farmers, volunteer firemen, military people. We all come together to work for one common goal, which is to promote a rural way of life, give families a affordable form of entertainment, support our FFA and 4-H youth, and to give nonprofits the ability to raise funds. And when you look at the mission of the Washington County Fair, it's not hard to get excited about it. It's not hard to get involved about it. And when you consider no one there is paid, no one's above anyone else, whether you're a doctor or a lawyer, we're all equal. And we all work together for that one common cause. And you don't see that a lot in today's society, where everyone's working together to support one thing that is good about life. And we're very proud of that.
Pete, will you run for president?
No, thank you.
um,
Maybe some skeletons in my closet that I don't want out there. I don't know.
Awesome. I'm sure there are for all of us. So what are you looking forward to most about the virtual fair?
I think it's exciting. I think and Ben, I have to put a plug in for you. We could not do it without you. You have given us great insight, great knowledge. You and Bobby Joe, who runs Mixed Media, has been, if it wasn't for you two, we would never have gotten this done. But I have to say, it's a little more nervous than anything else, but because we've never done it before. But I'm looking forward to it. I know, as far as I know, other than Freiburg, we're the only fair in New England doing a virtual fair that I've seen, and it's exciting. It's exciting. I mean, we can't wait for it to be produced. Can't wait till Sunday night, and we can all relax and say, can't wait till next year, like we do every year.
Yeah. Well, I just want to take, since you brought that up, I just want to take the opportunity to say thank you to you and the rest of the fair committee for entrusting, and Barbie Joe as well, for entrusting me with the Washington County Fair this year, because that's a huge honor, and it's what I told you guys in the meeting. I'm from Richmond. My mom volunteered at the Oddfellows booth every year of my childhood, and I spent every single day of the fair for 15 years running around with friends and enjoying it, and spending probably way too much of my parents' money supporting these nonprofit organizations.
But it went to a good cause. It went to a good cause.
It did, and the sense of tradition and community and goodwill that the fair brings and is going to continue to bring is so important, and that's what the goal is of this year's virtual Washington County Fair. So Pete, I just want to say thank you so much. Is there any last words you'd like to say, anything you'd like to plug before you go?
Again, please, if you love the fair and you love coming, consider buying a t-shirt, consider donating to the nonprofits that we serve. I'm sure all of them would appreciate it and need the funds at this time for their community service. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Pete, we'll talk soon.
All right, thanks, Ben.
Thank you. All right, everybody. So that he's an amazing man. And one of my favorite parts of the weekly meetings of planning the fair is listening to Pete joke around and talk, and the fair committee are a wonderful group of people that I'm really happy that I've gotten to know over the last few months. If you want to help out the Washington County Fair, the number one thing you can do is like this Facebook page if you're on Facebook, or follow the YouTube page, or go to the website. All of that stuff The links are in the description of this video below you, or below me. And also, the direct link to buy a t-shirt is there as well. So check all of that out. Please support the fair, because when you're supporting the fair, you're not just supporting this organization, you're not just supporting this event, you're supporting all of these small business, all of these small nonprofits, and all of these wonderful community programs that are the lifeblood of our wonderful state. So thank you guys very much. Thank you again to the Washington County Fair Committee for entrusting me with this, and we'll see you at the fair.